Don't talk to females. This one will get you in a lot of
This
trouble.
applies to the males, you know, like obviously like the younger males going in.
All you high school males looking for your like little sweethearts,
17-year-olds.
Want to get married? Just wait until you graduate. Marry a stripper.
Not.
Don't do it. How's it going? It's Specialist Ho here with my buddy Private Gilson. The topic of today is what you should expect out of basic training at Fort Leonard Wood 2021. So yeah, what's basic like with COVID roaming around, right? Apparently a lot of things changed outside of COVID. But anyways, let's just start from the very beginning, from reception, which a lot of you probably don't even know about. Reception, what is it? What is it, Gilson?
So reception is the worst experience of your life. It's the worst experience of your life. But it's just in process. It is the worst experience, but I probably will not tell you about this. I had no idea about this. You go into a separate facility where they draw your blood, they give you all your shots, they make you retake the hearing test. Typical stay is probably gonna be like a week, maybe a little less. For the first 48 hours, they don't let you sleep at all.
You're already waiting in the airport for 8 hours, then you take a 2-hour ride to Fort Leonard Wood. You arrive there at 12.
I took the COVID test.
Oh yeah,
the first thing.
That's the first thing. They take the COVID test, they check your papers, they make you do the 5-minute phone call to let your family know that you're alive.
They check for contraband.
After all that, you get all your uniforms, and you think you're done. Let's finish this so that you can go to the barracks and sleep. We did go to the barracks, like outside of it, but guess what time it was? It was 4 in the morning.
About 4 in the morning.
We just stayed out there because it was the next day.
As we were going up to the barracks, there was people coming out of the barracks, like they just woke up. After that, you just go through all these different processes of like taking shots, taking the hearing test. There's all these things you gotta get done.
For me, reception was the worst.
It's harder than boot camp.
It's harder. Honestly, it was harder than.
And then also after the 48 hours, when you finally get sleep, it's only about 3 hours, like 3 or 4 hours. Nobody really knows what boot camp is or basic combat training is going to be like. And there's holdovers there that were supposed to ship, you know, and they didn't make the cut, so they're just stuck there for a while. And they're going to act like they know everything.
When I first saw them, I thought they worked.
I thought they were cadre.
I'm there for a reason. They were being held back.
Not all of them are held back, you know, for like some of it wasn't their fault. Yeah, because I could have been a holdover.
It could be a medical reason. Try your best not to be a holdover. Don't get injured while being in reception, because that's the worst thing that could happen to you.
You pass MEPS, but you know you have some medical issues. I would recommend getting a waiver before actually signing up. And then you somehow pass the hearing test that time, and so you don't need a waiver. Well, no, they're gonna actually make you retake that test at the 43rd, which is reception. And if you fail that, you're gonna be a holdover.
There's holdovers that have been there for like a couple months and like 3 months, and that's like the entire length of basic training. You could have graduated already, but you're still stuck in reception. You haven't started actual basic training. That's like horrible. So don't do anything stupid. Try not to get injured. You know, try to pass all your medical exams and all that. Get all the processing done, because that's also going to hold you back. If you're not getting your things done, it's going to hold you back.
And the drill sergeants aren't really like on your case about it. Like they're like, this is what you need to get done.
They're not.
And then you either get it done or you don't. If you don't get it done in time, then you're missing that shit date.
So that's reception. It sucks.
The beds are terrible. The food, you don't get that much time to eat at all. You get
more time in basic training to eat.
Yes. You get less sleep. At least for us, we got less sleep in reception, because I think in boot camp they give you like at least like 7 hours a night, unless there's something crazy going on. And then you're probably gonna have less because of fire guard and all that. You're gonna have like 6 hours, but
7 to 6 hours, depending if you have CQ or fire guard.
Yeah, in reception you probably get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, maybe.
One other thing is that we are required to wear masks. They give this to you, and you cannot wear your own mask. See this? So you're gonna wear this mask for the rest of your basic training career. And if you try to pull out any other mask, they will yell at you and tell you to put that away or throw it away. Anyways, after that, after you finish reception, you're all good. You get shipped off to basic training. On that day, that's called day 0. Now, we got a lot of crazy stories for that day.
Might be a different video.
That's going to be a different video, definitely, because there's a lot of crazy stories, and I think
it's not really, the stories, things that happen, and it's not going to be a typical experience.
It's not typical, but let's just stick to what's typical, what you can expect, right? So on day 0, you're going to get picked up by buses from It's called the place is called the 43rd. That's the reception. Buses are gonna come down there and pick you guys up. You're gonna do a formation. First sergeant's gonna come down, check your IDs, your dog tags, just to make sure you are who you are. And then they're gonna put you on the bus and then ship you off across the street. That's what they call it, across the street. That's basically basic training. Coincidentally, like when we got there, like it was a nice day, right? No rain, but when we got there, which is like only like a couple blocks away, right? Like maybe 5 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very close.
It's not far. Like 5 miles away. When we got there, it started raining. I was like, holy crap! Did they just turn this on for like our experience or something?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And real quick, so they pick you up by the bus, and you're gonna have a bag that's for all your personal belongings. And they're not gonna handle your bags with care at all. So if you have a laptop or some sort of like game that you're bringing or glasses,
put some bubble wrap on that.
Yeah, get a hard case for it, like because they're gonna throw it in the back of the bus and then they're gonna mix them all together, and then people are gonna trample on top of your bags and break your shit.
So day 0 is typically where the shark attack happens, but they've already done away with shark attack, so we didn't get to experience a shark attack. We did experience a mini shark attack, I would say. Yeah. It's like, so what happened was the drill sergeants come to the bus, tell them to get out, make us run, to make a mass formation on the PT pit, and they make us like do impossible tasks, right? Like you have 5 seconds to do this, and then you're like.
What they did actually is like I said, they took all of our personal belongings and bags and put them all, mashed them all together, and made us form in a line and said, you have 4 seconds to get your personal bag and get back where you're at. So everybody's just freaking out, trampling on top of each other, jumping on top of people's bags and stuff, and then they're like, all right, get back. And since obviously you're not going to be able to complete it,
they gave us like 10 seconds, I think. Like all of our bags were like bundled up in a pile. Yeah. And they expected us to get all of it in 10 seconds or something ridiculous. And then like after that, they just made us do push-ups. And finally, once we do get all of our bags, we are separated. So we, what do you call it?
It's separated by platoon. So they take you, it's by alphabetical order.
We sorted ourselves in alphabetical order, and then we separated by platoon. So once we got separated by platoon, we got taken up by our senior drill sergeants, and they basically did the rest from there. So our senior drill sergeants would tell us to empty our bags and just make sure like they'd have us check that we have all the things that we would need for basic training, like your uniform, underwear, and all
everything that the 43rd issued.
Everything that the 43rd
supposed to have everything that the 40. They have a checklist, and you have to hold it up. And for us, I'm not sure if it was the same for other platoons, but we were on top of, we were in a grassy like area. Yeah. And there's mud, and because it just rained.
Were you always in second platoon?
I was always in second platoon. Were you?
Okay, yes.
You were too. So that we had to take out all of our clothes and everything and throw it onto the ground.
It rained.
And all of our stuff got muddy. Yeah, and then we had to do push-ups and stuff. And so it was.
So pretty much, if you did laundry in the 43rd, and that was useless, because you're gonna just literally pour everything out. It's all gonna get on the ground. It's all gonna get dirty. You're probably gonna lose some stuff.
Yeah,
I lost.
I would suggest getting. I saw another guy do this. I didn't do this, but he already knew this was gonna happen, so he got plastic bags from the PX at the 43rd, and you put like all the small stuff. You put it inside the plastic bags, where there's like these gloves and stuff like that, so you won't lose them. He had it all sorted out in his bag because he already knew what was going to happen.
All right, so do that. Buy some plastic bags. Put all the important stuffs in it, all the small stuffs. Make sure you seal it so that you don't lose anything. I lost my stamps.
It won't get dirty either.
And it won't get dirty too. Yeah. So basic training. That's the beginning. Day 0. That's what they call it. And after that is yellow phase. Yellow phase, really simple. It's about 2 weeks. Each phase is about 2 weeks or so. It depends on really if like you finish the things that you need to do. If you don't finish like all the tasks within the 2 weeks, then they extend it. That's pretty much it. So yellow phase, it's just all like classes and like briefings, particularly on like sharps and like EO. Sharp is sexual harassment something.
It's basically, I don't know the actual acronym, I forgot, but it just deals with sexual harassment and assault, and it's like prevention.
Pretty much, all you need to know is don't talk to the opposite gender, and don't touch anybody.
That's it.
That's
like
it.
Even your friends, pretty much.
Not even your friends.
Yeah, not even the same.
Don't even like. Don't like, hey pal, good job.
Yeah.
See that would have been sharp.
It could be.
It could be. Hey,
it's not even a joke. It could,
we're not even kidding. If a female or a male sees like some kind of touch, like, and they don't like it, they can report.
Even if it's not happening to them. If let's say that I did something to you, like as a joke, or like I pat on one's back, or did something,
and they make a complaint about it,
and they saw it,
they could file a sharp complaint, and you could get kicked out of the army. It's very serious.
I like that the army's done a great job with taking sexual assault and sexual harassment seriously, and I like that.
I like it because it keeps people in check, because people could be kidding around, but those people could actually be sexually harassing them.
And I think that's great, and they have a really good reporting system, and basically if you see something that's serious and speak up, it's going to be taken care of immediately, in my experience. But with that being said, don't joke around. And if you're that type of person like to joke around with that kind of stuff, you're going to find, we know people that have gotten in trouble.
And an EO is just like equal opportunity, so you don't want to like discriminate against like sex or gender or religion. None of that.
Race.
They will not tolerate any of that. So
not even jokes. Yeah,
not even joke. Don't even joke around about it.
Don't joke about your own race either.
Sharp and EO is even if it's your own race, like, hey, I'm also this race, so it's okay if I do it, right? No, it's not. No, you will get in trouble for it. So just be careful with it, because it can get you in a lot of trouble. They're pretty serious about it. So that's yellow face. They really put emphasis on it. They probably talk about it every day during yellow face because it's that important. But other than that, there's nothing much else in yellow phase. It's probably the most boring phase out of all the phases.
Yeah, you just take classes the whole time.
Because you don't really do anything, right? Do we even do PT?
I don't think
we didn't even do PT in yellow. Red phase. Tell us about red phase.
So red phase, that's supposed to be the most like strict phase throughout the cycle. I think the first day of red phase, they woke us up by coming into our rooms with like cowbells or something.
That was funny.
It didn't even shock me.
It didn't even shock me because we've been so accustomed to like waking up at that time anyways. It was just weird. Like the drill sergeants came into the room
and made noise.
Get up.
Yes.
I try to make sound. I was like, what's going on?
And so we just got up.
I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, so it might surprise you, whatever. But they wake you up like that, and it's supposed to freak you out, and then you get up.
It's supposed to. I'm pretty sure in other companies it might have been traumatic, but in our company it was just funny. Yeah. So that's like the mini day zero for red phase. That's like the official start of basic training. You're gonna start doing stuff like you're gonna get issued your weapons. You're gonna go to gas chamber. You're gonna do the ruck march.
You're gonna do PECs. Well, maybe it depends. I mean, that's another thing. It depends on how they have your calendar set up or your schedule set up. Because I think some of the events might take place in other phases. I saw because we saw the schedule for the next people, and I think PECs was like the physical obstacle course was further down the line.
Yeah.
But that's when you start doing. The gas chamber for sure is gonna be in red phase. You're gonna get your weapons issued to you in red phase. You should do the tower on red phase.
Yeah.
And all the obstacles and stuff like that, like the
red phase. So a lot of people like when I first heard about red phase, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the most difficult phase. It's not. It's actually the most fun phase because you have a lot of things like to do every single day. You're always busy. It's gonna pass by really quick. The worst part of red phase for me was probably, I guess, the gas chamber. Not really.
This is the thing about red phase. They're gonna tell you it's terrible. They're gonna be like, you're in red phase now. It's terrible. They're gonna make you like want to think that you're in a terrible situation, but it's really not. Like, all of the events are fun. Really, if you think about it, you get a rappel off of a tower.
Really, if you think about it this way, like red phase, white phase, and blue phase, it all feels the same. It's just the activities that you're doing is different.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And the worst one for me is probably the ruck march. I just don't like it.
A lot of people have issues with the ruck. A lot of people say that's the worst part.
Yeah, the helmet, like it's because you're not used to it yet. So like doing a 5-mile ruck march with a helmet and like 80 pounds of equipment, it's just like really like I feel like my neck is being
Might be like 40 pounds of it.
Maybe 40.
I don't know.
know.
Might as well be 80.
Might as well be 80, right?
Yeah. But all I can say is there's a female that was maybe, I think she's 4 foot.
She's 4'8".
8. Something really, like she was
like right here.
She completed
Just
all the rug
right
marches. So if she can do it, you know, you can do it. Just be
That's
careful.
that's my motivation, honestly. Like when I'm dying, I'm rucking, I just like look at all the small people. I'm like, damn, they're like
she was 90
walking
pounds,
really
I think.
fast, and they're like carrying the same weight as me. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like,
Yeah, what's wrong?
why am I complaining? Let's just
Exactly.
get it done, right?
Yeah, and even in the ACFT, which is the Army Combat Fitness Test, right? So you have to pull a sled that's, how much weight is it?
90 pounds.
90 pounds. It's like something, something like that. It's basically like her entire body weight she had to pull.
Yep.
And she passed it.
And she passed it.
Yep. And she had to deadlift like twice her body weight. Yeah. Something essentially.
So
time and a half.
that's red phase. White phase. White phase is, I like white phase because that's when we actually get to shoot our weapons. The red phase, you don't get to shoot. You get your weapons, but you don't get to shoot it. You just hold it. Like.
And this is another thing about the weapons. You're gonna get it, and you're like, "Oh, I'm a soldier now. I got a weapon. This is so cool. And you're gonna make jokes and stuff like that. And then until you realize you have to carry that everywhere with you.
You gotta carry it everywhere,
all the time.
You can't leave it anywhere.
It's a big
You
no-no.
can't unless you're going to the bathroom or the latrine.
Yeah,
it's called the latrine when you're in the military. Or in the army, at least. I don't know if it's called something else.
It's called different things. Like I think Navy calls it like the head.
Yeah.
The Army calls it latrine.
So in the army, it's the latrine. So if you're going to the latrine, you're going to hand off your weapon to a battle buddy. And it's not gun, it's weapon.
So yeah, don't call it a gun.
Drill sergeants are going to get picky with that.
Also, do not play around with those weapons. Don't point them at people. You're gonna
Oh
get kicked out of the
yeah.
military.
If you want to get
real quick.
kicked out of the military,
That's the fastest way.
just point it at maybe a drill sergeant, or fucking. They'll kill you too.
Yeah, they'll kill.
They will. That's not a joke. They will like.
They'll
tackle
probably slam you on the ground or whatever. You know what I mean?
And then they'll call the MPs.
If it's
and then-
loaded, then who knows what's going to happen. That's something. That's
you're gonna go to
something
jail.
different. You're going to jail. There was a kid. They told us like the cycle before us. He got mad at his friend or something like that and hit the kid in the head with the buttstock, the weapon.
And like the commander said, they were just playing around. But it sounded like it also sounds like they hated.
Maybe they had like a little rivalry, whatever it is. Like he was like picking on him and he was like, "Hey, shut up," and hit him with the end of the gun. Yeah. And he had a helmet. The other kid had a helmet on. Actually.
Yeah.
So it's not like he hit him in the head. He had the helmet on.
He wasn't trying to kill him. It was just like like guys fuck around. Mess around, right?
Someone saw that and then he got charged with a felony, or they were trying to charge him with a felony.
He went to jail.
So, yeah, he did go to jail actually.
Yes. So that's assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Like, it's not a joke.
10 out of 10. Don't recommend.
10 out of 10. Don't recommend.
10 out of 10 times. Don't hit your friend with your weapon.
Don't aim with your weapon.
Don't do it private.
It's not a toy gun where you can just hey, I'm shooting you right now. Don't ever do that.
And if you see other people do that, probably say something. Probably tell because that's not a joke.
Also,
it's not a joke.
Don't
pull your trigger.
Even though you're not aiming at somebody, like even though you don't have a magazine,
the whole time.
Yeah, keep it on safe. Don't mess with it. It's not a toy. Just hold it. That's all you have to do in red phase. It's as easy as just hold it and do nothing else, right? In white phase, though, let's get back to that.
Yeah.
That's when you get to shoot. I think the reason why they don't let you shoot in red phase is because they know you're still kind of like irresponsible and kind of stupid still. So in white phase, you get,
I think red phase is all about building your confidence because they put you through the gas chamber, which is like a scary thing. And everyone hypes it up. And it does suck. It does suck, but you can get through it. Like there's people I went through like 2 or 3 times, in our set.
And I think each part of each event is like, it should be its own video, just like
and we might make that, we might do that, but so I think red phase is to build your confidence up and just teach you how to be a soldier and get some military bearing, and then they let you shoot your weapons. And white phase is pretty much just all about the range. So that's what it is.
You shoot with the iron sights, and then they'll also give you a CCO, which is the
it's like a red dot.
It's like a red dot sight.
It's close combat
and then
optic, I believe.
Yes, close combat optics, and it's just a red dot sight. It's like the one you see in Call of Duty, right? And then you do a 7.5 mile ruck, and you also at the same time do the anvil and all the activities that come with it.
And that's when you just go. Basically, you go into a forest or the surrounding area. You learn how to set up a patrol base, and you stay there for a night or 2. I think the anvil is 2 nights.
I think it should be 2 nights. I think it's the weather that causes it.
Yeah.
And then blue phase, that means you're about to graduate. Congratulations. So blue phase, really, really easy. Just except for the 10 mile ruck.
I didn't think it was that hard.
You know what? Surprisingly, like the 10-mile ruck was actually
easier.
It felt easier than the anvil. I'm not sure why. I think the anvil had more hills.
Yeah, the anvil, there was a 7.5 mile ruck, and there was a hill that was just vertical, basically.
Yeah,
forever.
I think
forever.
some of them were
That's
like
what it was.
crawling at that point.
Almost. I was like bent forward trying to like march along the entire time. It was terrible. Yeah, a lot of people got blisters and stuff on their feet. Do you have any tips for that? For like your
For the
feet?
10-mile ruck?
Yeah, or like just so you don't get blisters or anything like that.
I'd say buy some insoles, like Dr. Scholl's, the insoles. That'll help. Maybe wear two socks. But some people say wearing 2 socks will make your feet sweaty, which will cause blisters. I'm not too sure.
Or make more friction. They say it makes more friction. It just, I would say, just do what's best for you, because they're gonna let you walk around the barracks. You know, remember when they used to make us walk to get conditioned to it?
Yeah.
Just try different things out. I mean, everyone's different. I didn't get any blisters my time there, and I had shoes that were too big I had boots that were too big.
Yeah.
If I had insoles, and that helped me out. And just try, whatever's good for you. You just gotta mess around.
You do a couple rucks before the 10-mile ruck, so you probably have a good idea of what you're comfortable with. So just do what you're comfortable with, right? Don't try to change things up at the last minute. Don't try to wear new boots at the last minute, because you're just gonna get all messed up. You want to make sure you wear the boots that you wore the most, because that's gonna fit better. It's gonna hurt your feet less. Sadly, you don't get to shoot as much in blue phase, but you do get to shoot it one last time in the battle march shoot.
That's true.
It's
That's where
you just march and then you
yeah.
go
So
to range.
you go to your destination for the forge, and you set up your patrol base and do all that stuff, and they teach you how to, you know, you spend the night in the forest and all that stuff, and then you'll do another march it's like 4 miles or something. It's short, and then you're gonna have to get all your gear, ruck march there. It's timed. It's a timed ruck march, and it's a competition between platoons. It's based on the time of the ruck march, and it's based on the shooting accuracy, and also the packing list. So you're gonna have a packing list. Everyone's gonna be expected to pack the same things in the ruck, and for each item that's missing, they deduct a point from your team or from your platoon.
So all that's done usually on the first week of blue phase. The second week is all just graduation practice. And that's pretty much it for basic training activities. Not that much different from what I think normal basic would be like. I think the only difference would be is that we're wearing the mask, right? So you're required to wear the mask whenever you're indoors, outdoors, whenever. So, but it really depends on your drill sergeant. Some drill sergeants are not that strict, but I heard that they're gonna make it mandatory to where you're gonna get Article 15 or something like that.
It's rumors. I'm not sure if it's true or not.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be a little bit more strict with the mask because of the Delta variant. But
it seems to be that way. I'm just gonna say, as far as the vaccine goes and the mask and the whole pandemic thing, I'm not gonna try to persuade anyone one way or another. But I'm just gonna say that when we first got there in red phase, or actually yellow phase, and I think it was 2, maybe 3 weeks in, maybe it was just 2 weeks in, the people that were tested positive for COVID, they got kicked out. And then not only did they get kicked out, their bunkmates, even if they were negative, those people had to get reset back 2 weeks, unless they had the vaccine in my company. That's how it works. And so,
I would say just get the vaccine.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you don't want to get screwed over by the army,
Probably
just get the vaccine.
If it's not a big deal.
If you're not scared of it or whatever, and you want to join the army, get the vaccine first before you join the army. It'll make things easier.
And then you want to deal with side effects of the
to,
vaccine while you're in the middle of the boot camp.
Did we mention that in reception, if you do test positive, you also get quarantine?
Oh yeah, so that's another thing. If you get test positive in reception, they'll take you for an additional 2 weeks and they quarantine you, and then you go to boot camp, and then you could still. I think,
because you get tested again in boot camp, and if you test positive,
I think they could still, unless you have a vaccine,
they might take you back.
It's a possibility. I know that. I think some guys stayed if they test positive because they think it might have been a false positive.
Right.
But I'm not sure. I wouldn't risk it. I mean, it's up to you. If you really don't want to take it, you don't have to right now. I heard rumors that they're going to mandate it in the army, like it's a mandatory vaccine. But I mean, we both got our vaccines during basic training, because that is an option too. They do give you that option. So if they give you that option during basic training, I advise taking it just like we did. Because now here in AIT, we don't have to wear a mask.
which is really nice. Like it feels weird.
It feels like,
we're doing something wrong every time we go outside. Like I feel like something's missing.
And you're gonna get. It's frustrating and basic when you're wearing a mask, even when you're doing stuff like physical, like something, and it's hot. It's like 90 degrees outside.
And the thing is, like the mask gets dirty like easy. One day, just one day, it's just filthy.
And it's 90 degrees outside. You're sweating. Your mask is wet from sweat.
Yep.
And you're
coming
thinking, almost all of us are vaccinated. We've been here with the same people for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense that you have to wear this mask.
I mean, we're eating like in close proximity. We're sleeping in the same.
We're sleeping in the same
barracks.
Take showers in the same air.
We don't wear masks during those times. So if we do have COVID, we have COVID.
Even if you wear the mask, it's what are you gonna do? You're eating next to you take your mask off when you eat, so that's close. When you're showering, obviously, you share the same area. You share the same latrine. You should share the same. We're really close to each other.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not our job to make sense of what's in the Army. We just have to follow. That's how it is in the Army. You can't, if it doesn't make sense, too bad, right? Just do it. That's how the Army works.
There's no other option, honestly.
There's no other option.
The sooner you come to terms with it, the sooner it's just going to be easier for you because you'll adapt to it.
Yeah.
And we're kind of just joking around about masking how hard it is. It's like, it's hard to breathe in it or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Just do what they say.
Yeah, but when we're doing like physical exercises and stuff like that, they do have us take it off when we're outside, when we're marching
if we're doing
and all that.
PT, we'll take it off.
Yeah, rucking, we'll take it off and all that. But aside from that, we have the mask on, and I think that is it. Let's see. We do have some basic rules that we'd like to Nick.
And graduation with walking knees.
Okay. Back to Blue Phase, because there's two last things that we'd like to mention. Nick, which is night infiltration course. I'd say that was probably the most fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. I like
it.
It's
not scary.
I was a little scared because we low crawled before. We do it when we're punished and it hurts.
Oh.
Well, when it's like
there's
like rocks. Man. Yeah, but low crawling during Nick, it was fun because it's mushy, it's sand, it's wet, it's at night. There's guns. They're shooting over you. There's like explosions and all that.
Yeah, it's pitch black.
Pitch black.
They're shooting live ammo over you. It is live. They're shooting live ammo over your head. They have fake ammunition being fired. They have.
No, it's not fake ammunition.
No, they have they do have fake, but they also have real.
Yeah.
And then they have fake bombs or whatever it's called, like fake mortars.
Yeah,
mortar rounds. And I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was pretty cool. The worst part of it, honestly, is just you're going through the dirt and you're like, I gotta clean all this gear that I have on and turn it in. And that brings me to CIF, which is those are the people that issue all of the gear that you're gonna have to return at the end of the cycle. Yeah. And you have to clean it or they're gonna kick you back and you can't graduate until you clean their gear.
Yeah, so clean all your gear as good as possible. Otherwise, you can't graduate or you can't have family day. Yeah. Forgot to mention, our cycle is like the first cycle in like 2 years, an actual graduation.
Oh, probably a year now.
A year, yes. So our cycle is the first one to have a physical graduation.
In person where families, because before they were just doing it through live. Yeah.
We were really lucky. We also had family day. We got to be with our family.
We had off-base passes.
Off-base passes with our family. So we are really fortunate. Hopefully, COVID doesn't go too crazy, so that you guys can continue having the family day and in-person graduation. But aside from that, we do have some basic rules that you guys should follow while you're in basic training. This will help you a lot if you guys just follow these, take it to heart. Don't forget. The first one is don't be late to formation. You are screwing the entire company, not even yourself, but the entire company, all your battle buddies. Like, if you're late to formation, they're doing push-ups for you. All right. I know that they don't they're not gonna know who's late or who's not.
But you're the one.
But you're gonna know that you are the one.
And your battle buddies will know that you're the one that's late too.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, so they're gonna make you do a cadence like, hurry up, battle buddy, doing push-ups, and stuff like that.
The best thing to do is show up to formation at least 10 minutes early, 10-15 minutes early. Just don't be late.
Just don't be that guy that makes everybody else push, and it's kind of disappointing the way that it's structured to where the people that are there on time are basically ones that are going to be doing the most push-ups if someone's late. But the thing is, it's like just make sure that you're not that guy that's making everybody push. And there's going to be negativity throughout boot camp, and there's going to be people that mess up, and some people that just don't care, seemingly. But don't let those people make you break your military bearing and break your discipline.
Also, don't be that guy that says like, oh, there's other people that's going to be late also, so I don't really care. It doesn't matter. If I go there now, I might do push-ups. No, don't be that guy. Just go there. All right? If people are running late, get everybody out and get on time.
Yeah, because that mentality is toxic. So if you believe that, and then it's going to spread throughout the platoon.
Yeah, that mentality doesn't solve anything. Just get there on time. The next one is be in the right uniform. That's an easy one.
That's an easy one, but it's easy to forget. It's simple, but it's simple to mess up. Yeah.
Especially if you don't do laundry.
It's the little things.
You just gotta do, like, you think in your head like, oh, I still got a pair of, like, I have a shirt still.
Something like that.
No, just do your laundry.
Yeah,
do your laundry because you're gonna need clean clothes.
And with that being said, there's also little things that you might need to bring, like a camel pack. They're gonna issue at mine right here. It's a water source, it's a hydration source, and they're gonna make you carry it at all times on to prevent people from having heat stroke, heat cat. They call it heat cat, and you could make sure you don't forget that. Make sure you bring a pen and paper wherever you go, because that's an inspectable item. Make sure you bring your tags. Make sure you bring your ID, and I would say get a battle buddy that you hang out with, or that you're close with, and just check each other. Yeah, we still do it now in AIT because we still mess up. Yeah, it's easy to forget. That's why I say it's easy. It's a simple thing to be in the right uniform, but it's easy to just forget.
So this is like our PT uniform, right? You're also issued like long sleeves. If they tell you PT uniforms, like, it's gonna be the short sleeve. You're never gonna wear the long sleeve unless it's super cold. They're gonna tell you when to wear it. Yeah. Don't try to put on the long sleeve because you don't have a short sleeve and try rolling up. We had a friend that did that once.
He got smoked.
And he got.
Well, actually, everyone was already smoked.
Everyone was being smoked by that time.
Made it worse.
It just made it worse because it was a bad time. Anyway, the next one is don't talk information because it just looks bad for one thing, and you're not supposed to do it anyways. Like you're in the Army, you're doing a job. This is not some kind of like high school. You're not going to you're doing a job. This is your job.
You fall in at the position of
attention. Yeah, exactly. You fall in at the position of attention. That's an order, right? It's not a choice. You just do it. Don't talk information. All right,
you have plenty of time up in the bay where you're just sitting there doing nothing. Because that's the thing, the Army, sometimes in basic combat training, it's just you don't have anything to do. They're going to make you clean things that are already clean. They're going to make you do some busy work, and you're going to have time to sit there and talk with your battle buddies and have fun, like do whatever you want to do there. So if you could do that up in the bay, keep it in the bay. Don't go down in formation and talk while you're trying to get formed up.
Yeah. And try to just I know there's gonna be people talking in the formation. Try to avoid telling them to shut up because it doesn't work.
Just adds on to it.
Just stay quiet, stay in the position of attention, and after the formation, you guys can talk, right? Tell them, hey, we can't talk in formation. We're gonna keep getting smoked because you keep talking. They'll figure it out, or if you don't, you're gonna get smoked.
Pretty much, and that might happen. I mean, like I said, number one thing is if other people don't change their behavior and you still get smoked, don't let it affect your work ethic or your discipline. Because that's the main thing. That's something I could say about because it teaches you to keep your head down and just say, hey, these people are messing up. We've tried to correct them. There's people that are trying to correct them. It's not happening. Just focus on yourself, because you can't control. The only thing you can really control is your own actions. So.
Exactly. The next one is maintain situational awareness, which pretty much call at ease when you see a drill sergeant or a cadre, or attention when you see an officer.
Yeah, an officer. And make sure that there's not a drill sergeant already out there when you say at ease, because that's disrespectful to that drill sergeant. You're basically saying that drill sergeant is important, or especially if they're the same rank. And same thing with officers.
You'll learn this when you get there. You'll learn all of it, but you just have to maintain the situation. Next one is don't talk to females. This one will get you in a lot of
This
trouble.
applies to the males, man. You know, like obviously like the younger males going in.
Yeah, all you high school males looking for your like little sweethearts,
17-year-olds.
want to get married, just wait until you graduate. Marry a stripper, not the trainees.
Probably don't do that either, but
Yeah, maybe not marry a stripper, but don't talk to the trainees. Don't talk to the females, because you're just gonna get messed up. Don't do it.
don't do it private.
Don't do it private.
It's not where you find love. Don't bring.
It's not a joke. Just don't talk to the females. Like, not even say like. Maybe you can say hi.
Yeah,
keep it really. That's to the extent of the conversation.
The only reason we're saying that is because in basic, the environment is, very tense, and anything could happen. It could be the drill sergeants might see you talking, or like, oh, they're fraternizing, or because there are instances where that is happening, and so they're going to try to keep that to the minimum. And so I would just say keep to yourself. You know what I mean, and try to just
rumors, gossip, and it spreads fast.
You can still talk. So, they're still part of your team, still part of your platoon, but I wouldn't say go and chat with them one-on-one away from other people, or don't do any of that.
Don't go alone with like a bunch of females and start talking to them, because you're just gonna get in trouble there.
Yeah, and we've seen it happen. So
another one is don't bring contraband into the barracks. We got in trouble for that one.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. You're gonna
don't flush it down the toilet, guys.
It's gonna break the toilet.
It's gonna break the toilet.
You're gonna find out what was in it. They're gonna see a bag of Skittles, and then
you're gonna find out which platoon did it. Well, in our company, all of us did it.
All of us did it.
It wasn't me.
Not us.
Not us. But somebody.
Us. Anyway, so don't do that. It's bad. You could get an Article 15, and you will have to pay for their broken toilet if they find out it was you that did it, or broken, whatever.
Just don't do something stupid.
Yeah.
If like this feels kind of wrong, and I think maybe I'll get away with it, but it feels kind of wrong. Just don't do it.
You have to. It's basic's only 10 weeks.
It's only 10 weeks.
Just
do the right thing
for 10 weeks, and then you get an AIT, and they're gonna give you some more privileges. You can have candy. You can do whatever you want.
And if you don't know if it's wrong or not, you could ask the drill sergeant. They're not gonna get mad at you. They're not gonna get mad at you if you're asking for something you don't know. If you do something that they told you about, they're definitely gonna get mad at you. They're gonna get mad.
So I would just say ask. That's what they're there for. They're gonna help guide you. And then always say yes, drill sergeant, no, drill sergeant. Don't say yeah, don't say, because there's one we had a drill sergeant that a lot of people have a bad habit of going yeah, something like that, or you know what I mean? And they're gonna drop.
Hey, private, did you go to the sick call? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Push.
No. So it's always yes, drill sergeant, no, drill sergeant.
And also don't say sorry, drill sergeant, or thank you, drill sergeant, because they don't want it to seem like there's a favoritism thing going on or some personal connection. And if you say sorry, drill sergeant, they're probably going to say, oh, so I'm a sorry drill sergeant, am I? I'm a sorry drill sergeant? You call me a sergeant, and then now it's
I thought they would be like more like aggressive with that, because I've seen like YouTube videos regarding like don't say sorry, right? But I've seen like other drill sergeants that they don't really react to it as much.
That's true.
I think it's a drill sergeant.
You'll get to know your drill sergeants, but just bottom line, just don't say it, because you don't want to form that habit, and you might say it to a drill sergeant that.
But that's gonna be it for this video. I know it's it's been really long. It's almost like 47 minutes. Holy crap, we're gonna have to edit this like the crap out of this thing. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. We'll make more videos, hopefully shorter videos that you guys can actually watch. But we're gonna have more videos regarding basic training and all that. Also about AIT and the experience about AIT. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, my name is Specialist Ho.
I'm Private Gilson.
This is Private Gilson, and this is the O channel.